So the past 24 hours were a wild ride for the world of UFOs. Everything seems to accelerate. We're getting loads of sightings, loads of crash reports from all around the United States at the same time. They're crossing over. I came across the story for the first time through this tweet, which reads October 12th, 24, alleged Washington, D.C., Raleigh, North Carolina UFO crash mega threat. On the night of October 12th, 24, an unidentified object reportedly crashed near Washington, D.C., with similar incidents also noted in Raleigh, North Carolina, and parts of Virginia. Eyewitness accounts circulating online depict the object as significantly large, sparking speculation about its nature, ranging from a conventional aircraft to unidentified aerial phenomenon. So far, no news reports or anything from any officials. And all this really stems from a bunch of videos that went viral on TikTok of people claiming they have seen wild things, mostly in Raleigh, North Carolina. Just for your own benefit, in case you don't know how all this geographically works. So Raleigh sits down here, as I said, it's in North Carolina, and Washington, D.C. is up here, okay? So this seems to be the area in question. There's also been, I've seen some reports and actually recordings of strange lights over Chesapeake Bay, which almost sits in the middle between the two. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go through everything we know and break it down. And as much as I would love to do this in 5 minutes, here's a 5-minute compact video that breaks it all down, it's almost impossible because there's so much going on. I think we need to break it down one by one, and then by the end of it, hopefully some of the puzzle pieces will fall into place and it will start to make sense. So as we just read this tweet, it first started by saying, yeah, well, there's some sightings and an alleged UFO crash in Washington, D.C., but then it quickly escalated, as it is so often in the world of UFOs, and we got tweets like this one. What just fell from the sky? Crash landing seen in 6 states, caught on video. Overwhelming number of reports flooding in of a mysterious object falling from the sky and crash landing. Some are saying it's Project Blue Beam or Project Blue Book. Media is silent on this. Washington, D.C. reports the most sightings along with North Carolina, New Jersey, Montana, Texas, and Maryland. So suddenly many more states are reporting sightings and they're all been thrown in one pot. It's got to be all the same thing. That's what's currently going on. But what I want to do first is I want to look at some of these witness reports, okay? And if you've seen these videos already, then feel free to skip it. I'll put timestamps in the video, okay? So just skip after the whole witness report part that we're going to look at now, because I want to see what these people actually reported and what these witness reports were and what we're dealing with here. So let's get into the first one, and that is probably the most prominent one. It's been floating around Reddit and so on. People are discussing the matter. Let's get into it.
Yo, am I tripping right? Okay, so I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. Please tell me if anybody saw this. But I was coming back from the gym off of this back road outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And we're the road and the trees and the sky opens up. What the I swear I saw giant sparks, like a plane, maybe on fire or I don't know. But it was there was sparks across the sky and it left a huge illuminated smoke trail.
Right, so please note at this point that he's not excluding the option of it being a plane, right? He's like, this was huge, but it may be the biggest plane I've ever seen. But he's not saying it was definitely not a plane, right? It did not have, when he says this, that tells me probably whatever he saw, wings, fuselage. He doesn't say that specifically, but since he doesn't exclude it being a plane, that's what I kind of read into his. But again, leaves a smoke trail, illuminated smoke trail, sparks coming from it.
Behind it for a long time. And then 3 seconds later, the biggest aircraft I've ever seen in my life flies right over my truck, and it was completely silent. And it had 4 flashing lights on it.
Yeah, that's the thing planes have, bro. They have flashing lights on them. And if they're big, they tend to have more flashing lights on them. But go ahead.
And then now, right outside, I'm here for work, living in a hotel, and right outside my hotel, there's 4 black undercover police officers just posted up at an intersection. I don't know what the did I just see? Someone please tell me they saw this. This happened 5 minutes ago, and I can't find anything on it. There's no sirens, what the
Okay, so the guy is clearly confused. He's slightly disturbed by what happened to him. I don't know about the 4 black undercover police officers. I don't know if he means they were black, skin-colored black police officers or black police vans. Or I don't know what exactly he's referring to. He's clearly rattled up, right? He's He's clearly seen something and he's confused by it. Here's another report that we got, also from Raleigh, North Carolina, that seems to show the aftermath of this, you know, the smoke trail that he spoke about. This is much shorter, but check it out.
What's going on right now? I heard a noise. I come outside. There's sirens blaring, and I see this huge trail in the sky. It's midnight right now, and there's this huge trail like something crash landed. What the heck is that? What is this?
I'm sorry, with all due respect, but homeboy, I don't know who this is, right? And I don't want to put words or anything in his mouth, but he's like, bro, what is this, man? I don't know, it just looks like some smoke in the sky. Well, look, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen contrails that look like this, right? That gets stretched out from regular planes. It is admittedly quite a big trail of smoke, right? But I mean, that could be a lot of things. So I don't know how serious we should take this one. And then there is this report of this gentleman who walks past a lot of police. And I think we can skip through this. Okay, I'll play it for you guys a little bit, and you can let me know in the comments what you think.
Shh. It's early in the morning on the U.S. Capitol grounds. And man, security and law enforcement is everywhere. Walk with me. Look at this. What is going on? Have you ever seen...
Okay, check this out. Loads of police there, right? And in fact, he walks towards it. I'll link this tweet, by the way, down in the description, so you can check it out yourself if you want to watch all the videos at full length. In the interest of time, I'm skipping through them in this video here a little bit, just so you get an idea. And please, you know, obviously all the rights to these videos go to the guys who have these TikTok accounts. They're all on screen. Follow those guys. And check it out. He's just walking through the police. Right there. They don't seem particularly bothered. And then as they, you know, as he walks away, they kind of turn around. You see, there is a lot of police there, right? It's also at night. It's allegedly the same night. So the other guy said, you know, who was watching the smoke trail in the sky and filming it, saying, dude, I mean, it's 12 o'clock midnight. This guy didn't say the time. I think he said early morning, right?
It's early in the morning.
Right, it's early in the morning. So we don't know whether it's midnight or after that. The other guy also said there's like sirens blaring in the sky. So it starts to kind of come together, the picture. But note that these policemen and women, they don't block him from going anywhere, right? It's not that it's like, this area is cordoned off, you can't get in here. No. In fact, they just stand around, right? They're kind of there and they look like they're on standby. There's a lot of police force, but to be honest with you, that could be a lot of things. That could be a rehearsal. That could be some kind of crime that's been reported that requires lots of police officers. You know, if someone calls and says, oh, there's a shooting going on or whatever, and even it's a false alarm, they would bring out a lot of people. But they don't seem rattled up, right? If there would be a UFO crash in the close vicinity or something, even if it's just like a plane crash or a plane getting shot down over Washington, D.C., then these police officers would not be as calm as they appear in this video. And then there's also this video floating around that shows like helicopter activity. I guess it's like flight scanner. I don't know how this app is called, but it tracks like aerial activity over certain areas. And you can kind of see planes coming into the Washington airport over here. But then there's like a helicopter who just flies crazy amounts of circles over this area and that area. So people are like, holy moly, gotta be UFO. And then there is, and I promise this is the last witness report, okay, that we're gonna go through. There's also this guy who's talking about him seeing a similar thing over the sea that night as well. He has the following to say.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I just so happened to see the video about where the guy in Raleigh, North Carolina was talking about how he saw it around 3 a.m. I saw it around 3:20, so that kind of adds up. And see, right now I'm in Washington, D.C., specifically around Capitol Hill. And I have about 100 other locals that said that they saw the same exact thing around that time.
Where are they? Where are the other? Because note the other guy sitting in his car saying, I saw this thing. It's like, yeah, do you have any video? No, I really don't. But I saw it. Gotta trust me, bro. And here's another guy. It's like, yeah, I saw it too. Video, I mean, we all got great cameras in our pocket. You might want to... No? Okay, so no video here as well. It's like, and if I know 100 people that I spoke to said I've seen the same thing. Any of them got video? No, we don't.
Time. So I have no idea what the guy's talking about, how he saw the aircraft crash around 12 a.m. I don't really know what that is specifically. I don't know if he's talking about the same thing or whatever. But there are thousands of residents apparently that live in North Carolina that are saying that they saw the same exact thing around the same exact time. So I don't really know, but I can tell you for sure that I've never seen a aircraft that large just blazing through the sky, especially now at 3 a.m. But I'm actually in the car right now. I'm about to go investigate and see what the I can find, because apparently there's a lot of police traffic down there right now. And whatever it was huge as fuck. I mean, I've never seen an aircraft like that big, or at least just that on fire. I couldn't tell for sure, but that motherfucker was blazing through the sky like crazy. And I've actually had the privilege of seeing a UFO crash. I know that sounds fucking crazy to anybody listening to me right now.
Yeah, okay, it does. Let's skip it there. So Homeboy also claims to have seen a big airplane on fire, blazing through the sky, right? Which is kind of the same as the other guy that we watched first claimed to have seen. So what is going on here? And do we have videos? I mean, surely if hundreds of people, thousands of people saw this, there's got to be video, right? And also this guy in his tweet says, crash landing seen in 6 states and they're caught on video. Yet he doesn't post any of those videos. There's this video, which people recorded on the 13th of October at over Big Bend National Park in Texas, I believe.
Is it a plane crash?
What the heck is that?
And you can see object in the sky flying around, leaving kind of a trail after it. So I guess that contributed to the sightings, right? This is one of the sightings where we get these reports of people saying, well, you know, crashes all over the country in all these states going on.
It's gone. Nope, it's still falling.
You can kind of see it moving there. It's clearly moving, right? It's a moving light.
What the heck was that?
That now disappears behind this mountain range. Now, I think this specific video has been debunked by the Twitter user Lee Rogers here, and he says in the 38-second clip, which is the one we just watched, it was the Starship launch on Sunday morning. They were looking southeast in Texas on the 13th during the launch. 100% Starship Flight 5, okay? And it barely gets any upvotes. But looking at it, that was my suspicion as well, because these kind of distortions that you see here, this is exactly the effect you often get from SpaceX rocket launches. We've seen it so many times. It looks very, very similar, and we do know that on Sunday morning, that launch and then this recovery launch of this really spectacular footage, right? I'm sure you've seen it of the rocket or that separated stage landing back on the platform. That happened during that time. So that matches up, okay? It makes a lot of sense that that's what they were looking at here. And here's another video that shows absolutely nothing, right? Someone claiming, well, this was between 1:15 and 2:30, captured on my ring cam, caught this thing falling out of the sky. Anyone know what it is? To be honest, I don't. But that could really, really be anything. Okay, that doesn't look like anything. But because of this craze that's currently going on, and by the way, if you're searching for UFO crash DC on Google right now, you're getting this result. It looks like the results below are changing quickly. I've never seen this before, right? So a lot of traffic is going on and everyone wants to have a piece of the pie. So people are posting older UFO videos that kind of match the description. And here's another one. I can't check when this was recorded, but allegedly it was recorded in Raleigh in the morning or on the day in question, and it looks like this.
Is that going down?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Right, so there's a big, kind of big sparkly object falling from the sky. Well, what do we notice?
Oh my god, that parachute.
A parachute. They say it themselves. I don't know if you could hear this. And it's god-awful video. But you can clearly see the parachute, and you can see the parachuter, the person underneath with like some kind of flare or sparks or firework. We've seen this many times before. Good thing is, this wasn't pitch black, and the light of the sparks illuminate the parachute. So we can clearly see this is a person on a parachute. Same with the first piece of footage, or not same footage, but the first person, right? If you look close enough, there's a parachute above the sparks. At this point, the parachute up here is switched off, right? It doesn't have the sparks on yet. And here it comes on. So the parachuter switched on the sparks in that moment. Why do people do it? I don't know. Is this like some kind of air show? I have no clue why it happened, but it is very, very clear that that's what we're looking at. It is a bunch of people in parachutes, okay? So now we have two videos. One that shows part of the SpaceX launch, allegedly, and another one that shows sparkly fireworks attached to parachuters, okay? Also in the same area. And a little ring video that shows a little blimp moving across the sky. But then there's also this lady, okay? And she discovered that there are these alerts, okay? This is apparently in the DC area. There's alerts going on. Now check out what she has to say. This is interesting. And she's whispering. I don't know if that just is supposed to sound more mystifying, or maybe she doesn't want to wake up her kids or something. Check it out.
Okay, but what's it blank?
What?
Why is it not telling us what it is? All the other ones look like this.
Okay, so what she's saying is that all the other alerts look like that, okay? It's like, units are investigating an armed robbery, right? Wearing a black ski mask with blue jeans. Okay, you get a lot of detail about these incidences, about these alerts. But this one, they're investigating a blank in the block of blank. We're not getting the information, guys. This is crazy. Hence, UFOs. It's gotta be aliens. This time it's for real, bro. Disclosure. Another video that keeps being shared in the context of what's currently going on is this one, all right? And again, this is from earlier in 2024, but again, it matches the description, right? Something that kind of looks like an airplane and it's on fire and it's huge, the biggest airplane I've ever seen, and it pulls a trail of sparks behind it. Let's share this video again, whatever, right? Kind of fits the description. Again, it's from Charlotte, North Carolina, filmed earlier this year, and it was a football game flyover, okay? There's nothing mysterious to this. It's just it's a bunch of planes with fireworks on it, and they're flying over a stadium, so people jump up in their seats and get excited. It's also not this video, okay, which is also circulating like crazy at the moment. UFO shot down in Texas, right? Everyone is resharing their clips. It's like, here's a video, something sparks, something shot down, you know. When it was taken, who really cares? We are resharing it. We are not too obsessed with the details of when it was filmed and in what context. Well, what we see here is, allegedly, from what I could find out, is again a drone with fireworks attached to it, you know. But again, it's something that seems to crash to an extent, fly in the sky, shoot sparks around, fits the description. Put it out there. Someone will gobble it up, I guess. So as you can see, I find this very fascinating. Starting from these few witness reports on TikTok that went viral, we're now getting a huge wave of everyone coming out saying, yeah, you know, I've seen this, and here's a video, and there's a video. Again, all the videos, most of them have nothing to do with it, or they show something completely unrelated, like, you know, just a bunch of parachuters or something. But the crazy wave has started to roll. Right? Everyone is like, oh, it's gotta be. Did you notice there's not a single video of the actual incident? Nobody, not just one or two, but nobody filmed this allegedly huge plane, the biggest plane they've ever seen, pulling sparks and a trail of smoke behind them. There is no video. It's just a bunch of people sitting in their cars saying, trust me, bro. And a bunch of unrelated videos that have now been uploaded to all social media platforms in order to farm engagement. But this is where it's actually getting interesting, right? Because there's also this video currently floating around, which allegedly shows an object, some lights, filmed over Chesapeake Bay, as I mentioned in the beginning, right? Which, as I said, sits kind of in the middle between Raleigh and Washington, D.C. This is from the same time frame. This is 1 day ago. And this is intriguing footage, right? It's like a streak of lights. Normally when I see this, I would be like, yeah, that's probably Starlink, right? You often see these trails, like what looks almost like trains of lights that sit in a row flying through the sky. That's most of the time Starlink. So I was under the assumption that that's probably what we're looking at here. I didn't pay much attention to it, but then I stumbled across a bunch of interesting articles that affect the same area as well. Like here, the Daily Mail Online writes, drone swarms targeting US military bases are operated by mothership UFO, claims top Pentagon official. I'm like, what? I mean, it is Mail Online, okay, so take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. But here's a senior Pentagon official that says, it's confirmed that UFO motherships were spotted releasing swarms of smaller craft, adding further mystery to the still unexplained intrusion over multiple US military bases. His statement comes amid the release of 50 pages of Air Force records related to provocative drone incursions that one general calls close encounters at Langley. So this is from the 14th of October, so it's a very recent article from just yesterday. But it reads, for the last 17 nights, last December, swarms of noisy small UFOs were seen at dusk, moving at rapid speeds and displaying flashing red, green, and white lights penetrating highly restricted airspace above Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. Okay, so we're not talking about Langley here in the UK. This is in the United States. And there are other articles that seem to mirror that. Here's one on the Telegraph. Pentagon puzzled by mystery drones swarming military bases. Officials at Langley Air Force Base unsure whether parade of unmanned vehicles were foreign powers snooping or the work of hobbyists. Okay, so you can kind of see the different tone of voice here, right? This is This is not like the Daily Mail where they're like using the word UFO 25 times in one sentence just to farm engagement. Here, they're kind of differentiating and said it could be foreign powers, drones trying to snoop, or it could be the work of hobbyists, okay? But that is a thing. Now, funny enough, look where Langley Air Force Base is located. It's right here, just next to Chesapeake Bay. Just where we just saw this footage of these lights in a stripe. So again, I will have to assume that the footage we just saw, despite it being between Raleigh and Washington, D.C., it has nothing to do with all these crash reports. I mean, at least it's not a crashing UFO. It is just another coincidence of something happening in the sky over these Air Force bases. That is probably very explainable. Don't know whether it's like foreign powers trying to snoop with their drones or whether it's just, like they say, hobbyists or whatever. But it is a bunch of drones. They don't know where they come from. And I personally dare to doubt that what this Pentagon official says, that they come from a UFO mothership, because I have not seen any evidence of that. Everyone else besides this one senior Pentagon official seems to agree that it's nothing unusual. It might be, a security threat, but it's not little drones coming out of a UFO mothership. So that's really it. This is it. This is the whole picture that we get. Officials, governments, nobody has commented on it. So here's what I think. I think starting from these viral witness reports on TikTok, a whole wave was kicked off. And everyone just lost their mind a little bit. There's loads of hysteria going on. Everyone's like, oh my God, this disclosure, that UFO, this and that. People re-upload clips. They amplify the hysteria. And we're slowly moving into the scenario where nobody can tell what's real or right or wrong anymore. And that's how this whole story kind of amplified itself, that some foreign alien aircraft or giant airplane crashed in Washington, D.C. Let me tell you, if even an aircraft would have crashed in Washington, D.C., or even close, in the suburbs, whatever, around Washington, D.C., you would have heard of it by now. Also, D.C. and the White House have quite extensive missile defense systems. Those were kind of put in place after 9/11, all right, because that was kind of a traumatic experience of a plane going way too close to the Pentagon, smashing into it, okay? Planes over Washington, D.C. People didn't like what happened there, all right, in terms of security, so they installed these White House secret missile defense systems, and I'm sure there are others that are similar around the D.C. area. It is the capital of the United States. You got to keep the president and the people of that city protected. So again, if anything would have crashed in Washington, D.C., the police would have been there in seconds. And not like we've seen it here, where they kind of stand around and chit-chat and eat donuts. They would have been on edge, okay? They would have cordoned off like a huge perimeter around whatever happened. The media would have been there, right? Why would the media not come in if something crashes in Washington, D.C.? They would have been all over that story. Plus, there is no actual video of any crash. There's not even any actual video of this alleged giant aircraft that pulls sparks and smoke behind it flying over. I mean, even not just people filming it, but what about CCTV cameras picking it up by chance, right? Like someone at a gas station, oh, I take that video, I filmed it by chance, here's the footage. Ring cameras, more footage would be available if something like that would have happened. We've seen it a few years ago, like this meteor came over down in the United States or whatever and illuminated the sky for a few seconds. Remember how many videos we got of that? Like it was like at least 20, 30 really good videos that people filmed just by chance. And obviously that was also in the middle of the night. So if we look at what we actually tangibly have here, is we have a bunch of people sitting in their cars saying, trust me, bro. I trust me, I've seen the thing. It was wild. It was so big. Trust me, bro. Now, I don't doubt that they saw something. Maybe they saw something. I don't know. But I have nothing to go on here. All I can witness, judging from what's currently going on online, is this hysteria. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Something happened that kicked off a second thing, that kicked off a third thing. Everyone started sharing random videos, who knows when they were recorded. And all that together now creates this craze that even overwhelms Google, right? Where it's like, well, the results for this are changing so quickly, we don't even know how to handle it because everyone's completely losing their mind over it. But the truth is, there's nothing there. There is no video of the actual crash. We have nothing. There's nothing tangible, as it is so often. So it's just another example of the credibility of the world of UFOs taking another hit, in my opinion. that little bit of credibility that was left in the field is being damaged by stories like that one more time, because it just shows how gullible people are and how bad the average online population is at referencing material, at understanding and reading footage that's being posted online, and repeating facts and understanding the difference between facts and just stories and trust me bro stuff. So it's not good, okay? On the other hand, it is somewhat of a warning almost, right? Like whenever you see footage like that, whenever a craze like the current one is kicking off, hold your horses. Unless there are 300 independent videos filmed from all around the area where it's allegedly happened, they all show the same thing, these people don't know each other, and it, then we can talk about it, and then we can analyze what is it, what is coming down. But there's nothing here. There's nothing here, okay? Maybe the story keeps developing. Sure, I'm open for that. I'm happy to see more of it. I might be wrong. I'm not claiming to understand and know everything about it, but I need to see more of what actually happened, okay? I need something more tangible to go on. Until then, it's just a rumor. It's another something crashed in place X rumor story that we had so many times within the world of UFOs. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. I'm sorry, I know it's a rather long video. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but there was a lot to get through, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, smash the like button, subscribe for more. Also consider joining our Discord. The link to that is in the description. Again, a lot of the tweets and footage and films that I talked about and showed in this video, I'll link that down in the description as well. You can check it out, make up your own mind, and please share your thoughts on the story down in the comment section. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye.